Hello and welcome to Mad for Motorsport, where today I'm going to be doing a quick wrap-up of the third round of the WRC. I know it was a couple weekends ago, but I've only just caught up and I'm going to do a quick run-through of the results. So, as seems to be the norm when most other teams stuff up, Sebastian Ogier came through with the win after probably only being the third or fourth fastest car all weekend, but that's how the guys won 5 championships in a row. It's how he won it last year, just with pure consistency in getting the results, even when he isn't the fastest car. Second place was Danny Sordo for Hyundai, only doing a part-time season this year, sharing the car with Hayden Paddon. But a pretty good result for him, was leading the rally for the majority of the way up until a puncture put him out of the running, but a podium for him was still a pretty good result. And rounding out the podium was Chris Meek for Citroën, so 3 different manufacturers on the podium actually, which is a good sign for the sport, but Meek was probably hoping for a better result. He's a bit of a win-it-or-bin-it driver, as those that regularly watch the WRC will know. And he made a mistake on the last stage, which ended up with his car on the side, which I think cost him the spot to Sordo, but still a pretty good weekend for him and keeps him there or thereabouts in the championship. Moving away from the podium now, in 4th place was Andreas Mikkelsen, who I'm pretty surprised to see that high up, to be honest. I don't think I remember seeing him much on the coverage. He seemed to fly really under the radar, but keeps him 3rd in the championship behind Ogier and Thierry Neuville. So, not a bad result, but he's still really yet to show some major form. He'll win rallies this year, but didn't really show that pace this weekend. And rounding out the top 5 was just rally god, Sebastian Loeb. What is there to say? The guy hasn't driven in WRC full-time for like 5 years. He hadn't really had a full crack in a modern 2017-2018 spec WRC car. And the guy leads. He leads the rally after Danny Sordo's puncture. But unfortunately, tiniest mistake from him ended up with him getting a puncture himself. And he elected to stop and change it, which resulted in him losing minutes of time, which effectively put him out of the running. But still, he's just a legend. He's one of the best drivers in any category in the world, including like tarmac, F1, that sort of thing. So whenever he pops up this year in that WRC car, it's going to be very interesting to see if he can actually pull a win out. Then 6th place is Thierry Neuville, who cannot seem to catch a break so far this year. He did win last time in the second round, but he was leading after the first stage this time out, and the car failed on him this time. He was known last year to make a few sort of unnecessary errors that cost him probably 2 or 3 rally wins, but this one was entirely down to the car, and the onboard footage showed that he was absolutely fuming, as you would be. But he still got it back to 6th place, which isn't too bad of a result. And if you're wondering why I haven't mentioned Toyota yet, that's because the highest placed Toyota is Jari-Matti Latvala down in 8th place. A pretty disastrous weekend for the Toyota team. They really struggled at Mexico last year, and they didn't seem to have solved any of the sort of overheating and engine dramas that they suffered last year. This year, Jari looked just as hot and bothered as he did this time last year, and he had no chance. Esa-Pekka Lappi rolled the car pretty early on, and that was sort of it for him. He came 11th, so no points for him. And Oyt Tanak, who finished 2nd in the opening round, looked like he was going to be able to properly challenge for the championship, has fallen off the pace somewhat with a 14th place and also dramas for him. So that's been my pretty quick roundup of the WRC Round 3 at Mexico. Wasn't too much really to talk about, but if you're watching this and you don't watch WRC regularly, you really should do. The cars are extremely exciting, and although there's no close racing to speak of, the cars are just so spectacular to watch on some of these open stages. When we get to rounds like Finland, you need to be watching, because it is just a remarkable spectacle, and these drivers are some of the bravest in the world. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll be covering MotoGP Round 1 soon, and of course Supercars and F1 from Melbourne this weekend. So, catch you later.